What's going on? Weaver, John C., Rosamond, California. It has been an emotional, rocky day for January 8th, 2021. It's 6:10 Pacific Standard Time in the evening. We have gone through an extraordinary period, haven't we? Politics aside, riot aside. When you live in Los Angeles County, I live in the city of Los Angeles, when you actually live in Southern California and part of the baseball community one way or another. Yeah, the last video I did was appropriate enough. Appropriate enough, anyway. A great love for a guy. Never even met the guy I wish I had. And he loved Los Angeles. He loved baseball. Baseball was... Dodger Stadium may have been the address for him to hang his hat on, but every baseball park was his home. Baseball was his life. And I'm going to miss Tommy LaSorda. A lot of people have stories about him. And they'll keep telling stories about him. I guess also tonight Alex Trebek is going to be doing the final show tonight for that. He's already passed away since December, and the last show is going to be tonight. I'm going to watch that one. Maybe I get a tape somehow. Getting back to this week, culmination of a lunatic and madman, not to mention everybody else. Wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all. I had seen insanity run its course, but this way was unbelievable. To have a man totally lose it and having his staff drop kick him to the curb, figuratively speaking, of course, resigning left and right. They had enough of him. They had enough of his antics. He was just about to be deposed anyway. And he still maintained that the elections was fixed. I'm looking at the local news right now. I had enough of the national news. And I'm seeing City Hall decked out in blue. A tribute to a fallen Dodger. And I'm flip-flopping at this point over here instead of focusing on what I was talking about concerning the politics, because things today, actually things this week, were horrifying enough as it is. And the melee, hell. There are no words to describe the pent-up frustration of those on fringes who actually believed in conspiracies are truth, without having anything to back it up, but they kept saying the truth is out there without even having the truth with them or even anything to back up their claims. But they claimed it's out there, the government's out to get them, and they stormed, egged on by a lunatic that they listened to for all this time. And it's no wonder all hell broke loose. 4 lives were lost. 5, actually. 2 in the front lines and 3 others, not even related to the riots, but because of the police presence and the ambulance presence needed, resources were drained. An officer lost his life in duty after getting injured. And insurrectionist, terrorist, and what label would you call this woman who got brainwashed? A Trumpette actually? A sycophant? She gave her life, she put her life on the line for the country, but she fell into the den of Donald Trump and his lies and believed in it. What did she happen to see that made her go the way she went to storm the gates of the Capitol, climb through the window, or even go through the damn doors, to go up to one of the chambers, following the crowd, going with the motion, going with the insanity of it all, and then ending up a recipient of a bullet, of those defending the chambers and those inside. And yet the reality check outside, they didn't care. They were so caught up in the heat of the moment. They didn't stop to think. They didn't want to think. They wanted the moment to continue on and on and on while you had a president reveling in it. Didn't even call out for the military to stop the thing. This was on federal grounds. This was federal trespassing to the max. This was hostage taking. No wonder Congress is pissed at each other. No wonder Congress wants to tear at each other, and at the president and everybody else involved. And I'm seeing reports on the news and on social media how they're upset at the different politicians are trying to get back home to hide, or whatever they're trying to go to, and they're getting attacked. They all brought it down upon themselves. Every one of them. I'm not pitying them. There's no pity. I've got nothing for these people. They got in the midst of Dr. Frankenstein and became the monster. And recreated their own little monsters. And there's still more of them out there. We're not going to have a united country, not for a long while, not for decades to come, not even for centuries to come. The Civil War had showed part of the uglier side of humanity back in 1860. 2021, June 6, showed even worse. We have seen other riots happen in different cities regarding police brutality, regarding lunatics with guns, people's lives lost in the process, riots in the street, places being burned down, looted, many arrests, many being injured, the rest of them walking and laughing their asses off. And what gets to me, they can show the police presence on some occasions, and they can get the federal guards and federal officers for these riots. Some of them were trying to do peaceful protests, but then again, it was just too damn crazy. Sorry, I was listening to another tribute regarding Tommy LaSorda. There are many stories concerning about his personality, his kindness towards people, his generosity, motivational speeches. He was one manager everyone loved to get, but then again, man, did he motivated people left and right, and they really understood the real Tommy. If only we had the motivational speeches of the politicians, we could actually understand and follow. And unfortunately, sometimes we get the con artists who know the right words and then trigger all the darker, uglier sides of us all. I had listened sometimes to Trump when he was running And I thought he was a joke. I thought he was a joke then. I really didn't think that he was insane. Unfortunately, he's insane. He's not certified. He should have been. He should have never ran. But they were only concerning about the physical health. Nobody ever did a psychological study on the guy. If they did, they wouldn't have gotten him in the office in the first place. But a lot of people followed him. Some people are wondering why. Others are just too damn plain deluded. I had listened to people even around my own neighborhood talking about him, even reading some of their posts. I understand the basics and the theories concerning about conservatism, but they don't know it themselves. About populism, yeah. I think they found one guy who actually understands them more and more, and then they try to follow him because he sounds like a legitimate person, and then they don't care about the eccentricities. They don't care about the damn traits the person puts out, how eccentric the person might be, or worse. That's what we're dealing with, isn't it? And we just showed the worst that a president or supposed president could be. A lot of people can say, you still have to follow the president. Yeah, what about the Constitution that he swore on? You don't follow that? If the president don't follow the Constitution of the United States, why the hell should we follow a president who doesn't give a shit about it, but only gives a shit about themselves? I know the people would argue with me about that one. The only problem is they can argue all they want. It doesn't change the fact the guy's a Fruit Loop. So is the rest of his family. Covering for him, believing in him, trying to learn all the damn tricks so they can be just like him. Insanity breeds more insanity, just like the Frankenstein monster. Now, who is the monster, actually? I think the people are actually the monster. They created a monster, and now the monster ruled them. It was kind of hard to find out when I was reading the book of Mary Shelley Wollstonecraft, Frankenstein. I know there's a longer title for that, but everyone calls him Frankenstein anyway. But this guy, he had to have been off his rocker without even giving the people understanding until there were certain items, certain things happened that would have to put the reader on edge. And then comes across with a scientific breakthrough of an animate object coming to life, not knowing anything, looking at its creator, and then the creator freaks out because he just created a monster. He's happy and exhilarated with the damn moment, but then sees the realization of it. Wednesday was it. Wednesday was it. We had seen it, and we reviled it, and it will haunt. It will hunt. It wanted love. We didn't give it, we starved it. And now we deal with a rabid beast. I put things in a metaphorical listing here. But, that's what it is right now. Metaphors. So the only thing I could tell the American people is you wanted a monster, you wanted change, and you wanted things to be different in politics. Hope you're satisfied and happy with them. Because now we got to deal with the legacy of Frankenstein throughout our lives, throughout our existence. Because now we've got to deal with the monster in every way, shape, or form, because the monster, as we look in the mirror, is us. This isn't even an October message. You guys wanted to deny reality, and yet reality is killing you. I hope you're content.